All right, guys, welcome to the Blue Falcon Podcast. I'm Bobby Stegall, and I have a very, very special guest here. It is April. Will you turn off your phone in the middle of... hasn't even started yet. This guy has the podcast on. He's a special guest. Special.
Special in more than one way.
In more than one way. My buddy, best friend, one of the best friends you could ever ask for, Kyle Buckner.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
All right, so for everyone who doesn't know what the Blue Falcon Podcast is about, well, your guess is as good as mine. We're just going to talk and see how this thing plays out. But Kyle here has a very interesting story. He and I grew up in Chickasha, Oklahoma together. Somehow managed to get to Knoxville.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, interesting story.
Yeah, I think I want to start back though for people at the very beginning, and I think a good summary of this podcast is going to be about your business ventures, your life after having your business, and what it means now to be a leader in a management position, and the viewpoints and differences on that.
Okay. This is my second time on your podcast.
Yeah.
So
this is even better though, because you're right here and I can look at you.
I know last time was via phone. This is a lot better setup. Well, I've always, my business opportunity started in high school. I was the kind of kid that mowed yards. Many of my friends know we definitely mowed a lot of yards, cut a lot of trees together. I've always had that drive and ambition to make my own money, operate my own business.
How old were you when you had your first job or first hustle? What was your first hustle?
As soon as I could hold a broom, I was sweeping my grandpa's welding shop. So, I've always worked for family.
10, 12 years old?
Yeah. Even if not a little younger, yeah. I was always doing something. My family in our hometown has a lot of businesses, a lot of local smaller businesses. Always was put to work if I wasn't in school or playing sports. So it's constantly just doing something. I was brought up with that work ethic, and that's something that I can really hang my hat on. That what's got me here today.
Well, tell me a little bit more about your family. What dynamic was it that made that just an intricate part of your life so early?
My stepdad owns his own land surveying company. My grandpa taught welding for over 25 years at our local Votech and had his own shop on the side. And then Jerry had the snow cone stand, the skating rink. And
awesome snow cones, by the way.
Yeah,
that was the beginning of the snow cone craze.
Yeah.
Snow cones were it.
Yes, and they went viral several times on the internet because of their snow cones. Whether it was I forget what they call it. It's like a pickle ice snow cone.
Yeah, I remember that. It was disgusting to me, but for some reason, a lot of people loved it.
Somebody drove from Minnesota to get one. And it's just crazy to hear about the stories that he's had. So I was always around that type of environment to where we had the opportunities, or we worked hard to get the opportunities to open our own business, to kind of make our own name for ourselves. So it was something that was kind of, I guess I was kind of just guilty for my environment to be in the same way.
Yeah. I was the youngest of 4 brothers. And so as soon as I was not working, of course, one of these other brothers or my dad were working.
Yeah.
So there's an instant guilt of, well, I guess I better be doing something for my butt kicked here.
I remember stocking vending machines with you. We were always doing something. You and I both, I feel like, when we were younger. It's really that work ethic and that drive that will get you anywhere.
Yeah, well, I trusted you. I remember you were, 16 years old, and my brother and I had a vending machine business, and I was in college, and you ran the routes for us, and I knew you were the only person I could trust to do it, especially a high school student.
Yeah.
I was in college, I still didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And then to trust you in high school with everything going on, you were president and sports.
Yeah.
So you always had a lot of weight on your shoulder, but it was never enough.
I enjoyed it. If I didn't, I wouldn't have had it any other way. I was happy to be busy all the time, happy to have that stuff to do constantly. You look when you're in that moment, you don't realize exactly what you're doing. You're just doing these things, and then you kind of look back and step back and wow. I really did all these things. I was really busy all the time, constantly working. So kind of definitely the path that it went down. Obviously, it's not all like that. Have a little fun, slip up a little bit here and there.
When you live, you learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, absolutely is the key phrase for this podcast. This is going to be the Kyle Absolutely Buckner podcast, if you haven't already seen the title for it. And that derives from the first time he came on the podcast. He was absolutely sure about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an absolute guy, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna try hard not to say that word one time on this podcast.
Absolutely.
It's gonna. We could turn the first podcast into a drinking game.
Oh, yeah, well, America, I don't know, yeah. That would be actually a fun drinking game. We'll do that next time we're not working. So
yeah.
Same time next year?
Yeah, same time.
Yeah. Well, you also went ahead and had your own business when you got out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the listeners out there, if you have your own business or you're thinking about having your own business, hopefully you understand all the intricacies of what a business does. I see on Facebook all the time, own your own business, it's awesome, it's the way to go, everyone's owning their own business. Yeah, well, that's great, but you have to do your due diligence before that. I think you learned a lot of lessons.
Yeah, because I didn't necessarily do the due diligence. I kind of jumped in there greenhorned and ready to go.
You're also like 18 years old.
Yeah, 20 years old. Yes.
20, okay, yeah.
What brought me to that is I moved to Arkansas and lived with my dad in Bentonville for a while. And then I became a manager at the age of 19, the front of the house manager of this really upscale bistro that, it catered to a lot of the Walmart executives and stuff like that. Okay. So me being me, I get in there, I'm like, I can do this. Why am I not doing this myself at this age? Yeah. So I just kind of figured literally probably had a couple of months of training in the kitchen. I was mainly the front of the house guy. I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go open my own restaurant.
Oh, good grief.
So,
well, I was in college and I heard about you opening up your own shop, and I was like, well, if anybody was gonna do it, it's gonna be Kyle. I don't know what the hell he's doing out there, but
I
hey.
didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah, but it was successful.
It was.
It was a big hit. And I know my parents went to your drive-thru all the time. My mom loved it. I saw Kyle today.
I wish we would have stayed with the drive-thru and not moved into the full-blown restaurant. For several reasons.
This is in Blanchard, Oklahoma.
Yeah, Blanchard.
So.
Yeah, this is Blanchard. So my senior year, my family did move to Blanchard, but I continued to go to Chickasha High School, graduated from there.
Go Chicks.
Yeah.
Fighting chicks. I'd rather, yeah.
Hey, at least we're probably the only high school with that mascot in the country. So
yeah, there's a reason why. Yeah.
And we're purple.
Yeah. Hey, purple and pink, that's my colors, man. Purple and pink is where it's at. I actually noticed when I have my pink suit on, a lot of people are like, oh, he's wearing pink, but a lot of other people who were like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And next time I decide to dress, I'll be sure to ask everyone what they think before I walk out. Thank you
That's
very
what
much.
you care.
Yeah. No, it's like, I like pink. My granddad liked pink, and he was in World War II, so I'm pretty sure, pretty sure it's okay. And my boyfriend likes it too. So
that's what really matters. You gotta make sure he's happy.
Well, you're right here. Well, so when you moved your shop from the drive-thru to the DineIn, why was that decision made?
Financially, the person that owned the drive-thru would not. She was asking too much money for. We got a commercial appraisal. It appraised for about $100,000 less than what she was asking. Not only would a bank not give you a loan for that type of money, it would be kind of dumb too.
So what year is this? I'm sorry.
So this would be around 2009, 2010.
Yeah. So right after the crash too.
Yeah. So right after all that, my dad's surveying company took a hit with the housing market crash for a little bit. But I mean, he battled back strong and was doing great. When you own your own business, that's another thing. You're going to go through ups and downs. I mean, you're going to suffer sometimes, and sometimes you're going to reap a lot of reward for it.
I think people don't understand when you're on the up and up, you got to save some money.
It's a struggle. Every bit of money that we made from the drive-thru, we put right back into the business by expanding our menu, by adding new products, which takes more equipment, which costs
you guys didn't go buy a yacht?
Thousands of dollars. No, I barely paid my own bills and put every other profit directly right back into it. So moving, if we would have just been able to purchase the drive-through, we had plans to expand and do like a patio and all of that to have some more dine-in feel. But it didn't work out. We were saving about $1,000 a month of rent moving to the bigger location, so we thought it just made sense. I think what ultimately we suffered from was we made too many changes too fast as far as business when we moved. We were still survivable. At the restaurant we could have made it, but when the landowner at that point came and said, "Hey, we're gonna put a for sale sign out in front until you can buy it," and we just took out a $50,000 loan to renovate the place.
So capital was hurting.
Yeah, and capital was hurting. We could have made it, could have survived, but we're not gonna do that with the for sale sign out in front.
That would obviously
five
destroy
years
any business, right?
Yeah, 5 years of that business just kind of went right down the drain. So it's
I'm sure
a lot of learning.
Well, I was gonna say, you didn't learn a darn thing at all about business and how to operate people.
Yeah, and and I also want to say, like, I wouldn't have been able to do any of that if it wasn't for my family that backed me. And a kid that was 20 years old, they would go help co-sign for the first loan was like 10 grand. I paid it back within a year.
Was that better than college?
Yeah, I mean, I tried college too.
Yeah. I tried college for 5 years, and we ended up both not graduating. So I think you win on that one.
So ultimately, after a few verbal altercations with the landlord of the second place, we decided to close down.
So how do you know as a business owner? Because I've never owned a business besides the vending machine business.
Yeah.
My brother was in that with me, and of course, he's my older brother. So kind of whatever he said, it's like, of course, I don't want to get beat up today. So that sounds great. But as a business owner, when it's your business solely, how did you know when to fold up the towel, and how'd that feel?
It was the most humiliating feeling ever. What ultimately did it was, this is a tough question. I mean, it's probably the first time I've ever talked about this. We were going to do our next food order for like the next week, and we're like barely have enough money to cover the order, barely have enough money to pay our payroll. It's been stressful. Been working hundreds of hours a week. My mom's stressed out. My mom and I were fighting. Not fighting, we were just bickering because of the situation of how stressful it was. Yeah. And we finally ultimately decided together that we just needed to call it, just kind of call it quits. I'm pretty sure I cried that night because it was something that I put a lot of work into.
5 years, right?
I mean, I put my heart and soul into that place. There's a lot of great moments, but that was ultimately the worst moment of the 5 years.
Well, you had a lot of friends backing you up too, though.
Yeah, I did.
The whole time, Damon was always there.
Brian, all those guys, half of them worked for free at first, But my first year, if I didn't have my friends and my family, I wouldn't have survived. We only did $100,000 in sales. When you're talking about business, that's nothing. It's literally nothing.
With all the first year, purchases.
So we didn't have anybody. We had basically friends that come help us work. Until we got to a point where we had a full staff after the second year, and we were making really good money. We went from like $140,000 in sales the first year to like $350,000 in sales the second year to the third year in the drive-through. Third and fourth year we did over $600,000 in sales.
Good
for those days. I mean, but.
And you didn't ever buy me.
Okay, so you think that people think that, right? So there's what we call as an EBITDA, and it's how you figure out the pure profit or something. So a lot of the items that we sold, the sales sound like a lot, $600-something thousand, but a lot of the items that we sold were tobacco, beer, candy.
Taxes on that are crazy, right?
Taxes are crazy, but you're only making 15% profit. Like,
is it because it's such a commodity?
No, it's just because, so this is how, how gas stations don't make hardly anything off gas.
Right, they want to bring you into the gas station.
So that was kind of our gas. So we're matching everybody else's prices.
Okay.
You're only making $1 off the 12-pack, even though it ties up $10 of your money, and you're only making $1 profit off of it.
Not to mention time.
And then, the labor, they pay for the refrigerator to keep it cold, the operation,
the receipt,
everything. So when you dwindle into that, you're literally only making probably 60 cents off of something like that. So $600,000 sounds, $650,000, whatever, sounds like a lot of sales. But when 30% of the product was the convenience items, Not really a whole lot of profit there. And then the little bit of profit, like I said, that we did make, we put right back into the business by adding an ice cream bar. Or
dude, by the time
adding this.
I remember coming back from college at OSU, and every single time I came back, you guys had something new, and the quesadillas there.
Fire.
I made sure every single time I was in town, on my way back to OSU, I'm getting some quesadillas from Kyle Buckner. Sorry.
Hey, wrong Kyle. Shout out to Dominic. Though.
Yeah, I was actually about to bring him up next, is why I said that. But speaking of friends, Kyle Dominic, he's gone above and beyond as well. And, he's kind of owning his own business now as a lawyer,
what is
too.
he doing?
He's a lawyer.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and so he's come a long way. And I wanted to get back to your friends. So who are some people that, even in high school, like your friend-wise circle, that influenced you?
That influenced me. I mean, you have to throw Kyle Dominic in there.
Right.
He was one of my really good friends. You, definitely.
I was the best friend.
Yeah, well.
We watched Bad Boys 2 together.
We
at
did.
Chick Theater,
Oh,
all alone.
We sure did.
That made me make you nervous.
That
That.
get me all shaky.
Man, we walked out of that place like, Bad Boys for life.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
We've had some good times.
It was funny.
It's a simpler time. We really enjoyed the little things back then. It was pretty cool.
Literally going to a movie theater in a small town
Yeah.
was like the highlight of the week.
Yeah, we were not going to cruise it. So.
No, I didn't have gas money to cruise. I don't know how other people have gas money. I'm like, you guys gotta be kidding me. And I do remember you hanging out with Nick Ryder.
Yeah, Nick was a huge influence on me, especially since he was a senior and I was a freshman. He kind of took me under his wing. Evan Lee was another one of those guys.
Evan Lee's funny, dude.
He's
Him and Nick together.
A great guy. Yeah, just a great guy in general. And then you have people like Jeremy Leatherwood, him and I did a lot of things together. Like we mowed yards together. We took an auto body class together. We played every sport together. He was another big influence for me. And he was actually a year younger than me. And then Patrick Phillips, I think even at a younger age, him and I were pretty inseparable. And we did a lot of things together as well. And a lot of these guys, kind of helped me mold who I am today, for sure.
I'm hoping that some people in high school are listening to this just because there's a lot of life that starts in high school and middle school, and you don't realize it. I didn't realize it at all.
Yeah.
And I was a nerd in high school, believe it or not. That's hard. I know, man. It's one of those things. I was if a girl kissed me, it was probably on accident, probably because I fell into her or something, But the fun part was realizing that because we were in a small town, it's kind of a community thing. Like everyone's like, Bobby's a nerd. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But let's have him do his homework or our homework and we'll hang out. Kind of thing.
I never thought of you that way.
Yeah, I know. But it was a quid pro quo. Like we all had something to bring to the table.
Yeah. No, I agree. Very well diverse friends that we had, as far as interest and skills and all the above.
I was talking to a guy at the gas station here in Knoxville the other day. I'm going to tell you this the other day. He said, hey man, you're from Oklahoma. I saw that. Man, my friend, he said Oklahoma's full of racists. This is a very large black man, and of course, I'm not. And I was like, I'm not sure if I'm guilty because I have a driver's license or how to handle this, but no, that's not how it is. And I actually didn't know racism existed on the level that it did back then.
Yeah.
And Chickasha, I felt sheltered, because it was a small community, and I got along with Frank the Tank and all that. And then I go outside of college, I don't see it. Yeah.
And until you know what to see.
And I wasn't in their position either. I lived in the middle of the
exactly.
country, so I didn't know. But it's just amazing to me when you look back, innocent, more simple. Everyone got along because you had to. You were going to spend 6-7 hours a day in class with them.
Yeah. I mean, when we were younger, we didn't look at it like that. I feel like, it's crazy.
Well, we need to get Frank the Tank on here. Is what we need to do.
I agree.
He sent me some of the songs actually.
He's killing it. It seems like.
Yeah, some of the songs. Oh my gosh, hold on. Ooh, okay. So there. What we need to do is get Frank the Tank on here.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Frank is awesome.
we had to re-record this. The pause button. But Frank the Tank, yeah, he sends me his music every now and then on
Fan Up
Music 450, right?
Yeah, 450.
Yeah. And he has some really good lyrics.
It's very positive, and which I absolutely appreciate.
Well, I think the first time I heard it, I was like, man, who is this? And I was like, Frank, this is Frank the Tank?
Mm-hmm.
It's legit.
Yeah,
so,
it's really good.
he's putting himself out there. So
Yeah.
I think I shared a couple of his songs on LinkedIn and Twitter and stuff. It's good stuff.
It is. I'm pretty sure he's had a couple thousand views or listens to on his song as well. So it seems like he's doing really well.
Well, I guess while we're talking, we can actually look that up. I'm over here holding the whiteboard like it's my baby. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have my notebook handy. All right. So what else? We can move along from high school. And if you peaked in high school, that's okay. There's still time to fix that.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah. I was sure not to do that. I did a really good job of not peaking in high school.
Some probably say I might have peaked in high school, but I
didn't
continue to try to be a better person.
Yeah. Well, I think high school is one of those weird times where even looking back, I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what happened.
I just had fun, man, and did whatever I could do.
Yeah. You were part of the fan club too, so I appreciated that.
Yeah.
YouTube. So you can find Fan Up Music for Frank the Tank. Let's see here. You can see all my past videos on this. A lot of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Come on now. It's Joe Rogan, some UFO stuff, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, that guy, I would love to have a conversation with that guy.
If I could be anybody's like apprentice, it would be him. I probably wouldn't be able to comprehend most of the things, but
If
I
you
could
call
just
1%
study
of it.
him, yeah. He is literally who like I look to. As far as like famous people, that's like the guy that I look up to the most.
I love that Joe Rogan podcast where Joe Rogan has to smoke a weed. He's like, whatever.
Yeah.
And people got onto him.
Yeah, I know. Get out of here, man.
You know what he's created? What have you done with your
He
life?
wants to give us free internet worldwide, and they've approved. I think it was like 3,000 satellites he has to send up, and they approved it. So everybody might be getting free internet in 2020.
Hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah, save $50 a month.
Yeah, that's up, man. So yeah, he has one of these on here, nearly 2,000 views. And look at that one. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I haven't subscribed. My bad, Frank. I'll go and subscribe right now. Ron Dorman, he's in the music industry.
Yeah,
Ryan. He's good.
Yeah, he's always been really good. One of my favorites.
Dude, when he was in high school and he played guitar for me, I almost had a crush on him.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
He shouldn't be this good in high school.
No, he just has that great attitude too about it.
He has a really good laugh. He's funny when he laughs. You know, because I'm not sure if he's laughing with me or at me. And I have to laugh along at the signal like that. Yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, all right, cool. Alrighty then. So let's go past high school. So you did your business. Thank you for sharing your emotional moment.
Yeah, that was pretty
a lot.
Rough time for me. You know, I feel like a failure at that point. I was dating a girl at that point as well, which probably shouldn't have been dating her.
Story of my life.
Yeah. So after the restaurant, we liquidated everything, paid off the loans, moved to Myrtle Beach for about 8 months with the girl, and her family lived there.
I didn't know that's what. Oh, yeah. Now it's starting to come around for me.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
Didn't work out with us, which there were signs from the very beginning. If it's
Yeah.
not did, I just ignored those signs.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then I went home for a couple of weeks and then ended up here in Knoxville. So, and ran into a guy at a bar and got a job.
Well, you were bartending, right?
I was bartending, yeah. A couple different places. I came here and instantly got 2 jobs within the first week.
Were you-
Started hustling again.
Were you more like Tom Cruise style, or
No.
more like Chick Shake Oklahoma bartending?
Somewhere out in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Right in the
Okay.
middle,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're doing fancy tricks with
Yeah.
Bud Light bottles.
Exactly, yeah. I was
Okay.
smashing Miller Lite cans on my head.
Full Miller
They were
Lite cans.
full,
Yeah.
just bit into the side and drank it.
Well, how'd that conversation come up?
Well, okay, so I believe I touched a little bit on this one in the last one, but I was living right next door to this little neighborhood bar with my sister. She was like, "Hey, why don't you come live in Knoxville?" So I ended up coming to live with her. I started out. She would go to bed pretty early, and I didn't get off work till about 10 or 11 or later. We'd go to this place, and the bartender, it was actually her boyfriend. I guess she was talking to him about me.
Oh, okay.
And he approached me, and he's like, "I've been watching you." I'm like, "What?
Whoa.
What are you watching? This is so weird. Like, I didn't do anything, man." Like,
Murder.
he's like, "No, I wanna offer you a job. But like, I'd love for you to come meet the owner and sit down and talk. And we'd like to hire you as a general manager because I hear from, the bartender and who you are and what you've done and your experience." And so we sat down and got hired and struggled for a while as an early manager in the business. I didn't really struggle as far as performance, struggled money wise, wasn't making a whole lot of money.
Which let's go back to that real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So, you admitted that you moved into a family, during a rough time.
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
So whenever I got out of the military, it wasn't the most pleasant way out by any means, but that's another podcast. And I found myself with a great job opportunity in the finance industry, or go back and finish my engineering degree, and have a year left to finish that. And just kind of like we talked about before, we just went out and said, I'm gonna go do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved into a family actually for a year. My aunt and uncle, very sweet and awesome, and let me live there. And I want people to understand it's okay. I was 32 years old and basically living with my mom and my dad, but they're my aunt and my uncle.
Yeah.
And if I was in Oklahoma, I would have lived with my mom and dad.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with moving back and fixing yourself and then accomplishing something.
Agreed.
And when people find themselves or fear the worst, it's going to be okay. Just talk to somebody about it.
Yeah. Come up with a plan. Figure out what. I think the number one thing is figure out what you want to do. If you're not happy, what will make you happy?
Right.
And then come up with a plan to attack that situation.
I think there's people naturally unhappy all the time.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what they would be.
No matter what they'd be.
You might as well just stay.
Just stay where you're at. I don't
Leave
care
the rest
about
of
you.
us alone.
I talked to Troy. He's going to come on the podcast hopefully on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And he was my brother's best friends. And he and I talked about how if someone's willing to help themselves, there should be help.
Yeah.
And I needed help. I was obviously trying to do the right thing, and I got help. And when people, there's going to be the natural selection of people who just, no matter what, like, I'm unhappy, like you're a millionaire, I don't know. But so money doesn't make you happy. And there's people who are broke, kind of like off Office Space.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do with $1 million? Well, I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And the guy would respond like, man, I got a cousin, he's broke.
Yeah.
He doesn't do nothing either. So it doesn't really matter if you have money or not, but it's about finding something that makes you happy. And my goal for the podcast is finding people who are in an in-between line, like, I'm unhappy, what's next?
Yeah.
So what happened with you that's sending you on the skyrocket of success right now? Because you've come a long way since being at the bar.
All right, well, I think it's full circle. What happened with me is something that happened to me when I was young. I had that work ethic instilled into me. I'm not a complacent person. I feel like I should always be moving up, working harder, and if I'm not, guess what? I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna figure it out. And I think that's what kind of ultimately brought me here to Knoxville. I mean, wasn't working in Myrtle Beach. Didn't want to go back home with my tail tucked between my legs and stay there. Like, I was like, I need to do something different.
Would you say you left your comfort zone outside your comfort zone already?
Oh, man. Dude, on my way to Knoxville, I got turned around probably 4 or 5 times.
What?
I was so scared. I'm 20, how old was I? I was 26, almost 27 years old at the time. And I'm literally about to turn around. Like, I don't know if I was emotional. I'm just, I can't do this. I can't go start all this. I don't know anybody there. It was my stepsister. I only live with her summers and every other holiday.
Right.
Like, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I powered through it. I got over it. Got there. Took like probably a day to myself, and she was so awesome, so welcoming, showed me around, super hospitable, did everything possible to me. It's funny, right after I got a job at the Boilos here, I was just serving and bartending. She was a recruiter for Oak Ridge National Lab, so she was constantly gone to different colleges to recruit, the young scientists of the world. So
people who graduated.
Yeah, exactly. I've been here a week. I got a job, and it's like my second or third shift there. I'm driving, and I get like a flat tire, and I have no spare. And like all this, I'm like calling my sister. I'm like freaking out. I have nobody here, and like that moment, I just realized like I'm out here on my own. I'm kind of. And she got emotional because she wanted to help me, obviously, but she was not here, and so I figured it out though. I somehow just met at work, called them, had them take me to the tire place, got it fixed, changed it, figured it all out. But there was that moment, like right when all this happened, like who do I call? I'm 860 miles away from Chickasha, from anybody that I know.
Probably broke.
Bro, I mean, I just moved and I had less than $1,000 in the bank account. Like I think I had just enough money to get that tire, and I think it was when I had that dumb BMW, so it was like $300-400 tire.
You've never blamed anything on anybody. That's what I love about you.
I appreciate that.
You had a very successful business in Oklahoma, and then you started working at Boilos.
Mm-hmm.
That takes humility.
No.
If I've ever seen it.
Going from the owner to the server, like it was a little gut checking.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful for it.
In what way?
This goes for like any management position. I feel like this is my view. I'm not saying that's the correct view, but like as you get higher and higher up the food chain in work in your career, you kind of forget, you distance yourself to what they're going through. So when you're an owner of a restaurant that maybe not even that is in the restaurant all the time, and you're just kind of oversee checking numbers, you forget like the day-to-day stuff that these people deal with. And so
Talking about personally or work?
Or your employees, just personally, like work.
Okay.
As far as each employee, what they're actually dealing with. So you start like distance yourself from these employees, and I was talking to my dad about something similar to this, and he was like, Kyle, just number one, you always need to take care of your people. And I think it was good because I had to like work my way back up to the top, that I remembered what it was like, I guess, being, for lack of a better term, the peon. Like,
Bet you won't forget it either.
No, I won't. So it was good. I'm very thankful to have to go through it again. Struggling it's very tough during the time, but it's so rewarding once you make it through it that it's worth it for sure.
I've been hanging out with you for about a year now, and you've come leaps and bounds from when I first saw you. And I knew you were doing great when I saw you.
Mm-hmm.
You told me how far you've come the previous 2 years.
Yeah.
And now you're on your way to the next level where, maybe 4 or 5 years ago you never thought you'd be at again.
Yeah.
And you have the ability to make a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives. And I know you will.
Mm-hmm.
So don't mess this up.
I'm not going to. I definitely pride myself on that. And that's why I love what I do. I get to, work with these young people, kind of give them a little bit of influence on them. I would like.
Well, you're cool too. You have that cool vibe, like I'm Kyle Buckner, like I'm cool. Whatever I say, you got that cool. And it's like Fonzie, or the mustache and all, dude. Got a killer mustache right now. Just so you know. All right. Well, let's. We're kind of running out of time here. You're gonna have to come back on the podcast next week.
Definitely.
That's all I was saying.
That's my last week here in Knoxville, so I'll be gone by Tuesday. So you're gonna have to schedule that in.
Oh, okay. So maybe Monday.
Yeah. No, I have a charity golf event that I have to do Monday.
And you didn't invite me?
I'm sorry.
Is there more room?
It's work thing.
Oh, yeah, see.
Yeah.
He's gonna go out with his other friends. Yeah. Ain't nobody golf at his work. I met all of his friends. Ain't nobody golf.
It's the owner.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Anyway. Well, we'll figure it out. I think you have 3 awards to give though. And on the I know, we're gonna have to figure it out. Blue Falcon podcast. At the end of every podcast I have a guest. If I have a guest, go ahead and give me a red, white, and blue Falcon award. Now the red Falcon Award goes to somebody he admires or a group he admires or some kind of recognition. I'll go ahead and throw a bonus in here. Eat Marco's Pizza.
Yeah.
It's amazing pizza. I've had it. It's right up there with Jesus, and then water and pizza.
Thanks for the plug. I appreciate that.
And next is the White Falcon Award. And it's kind of like the albino award, like something funny, awkward. You don't know? You know this is being recorded too, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I love how you, well, shout out to whoever he's dating. I still need to meet your girlfriend.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
She's a pretty amazing young lady.
Well, and then, sorry to sidetrack there. So I'm trying to make it comfortable before I give you the reins on these. But the Blue Falcon Award is what the podcast is named after. And the Blue Falcon Award is kind of a military slang, and it's funny, but you just don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
So what do you got, Kyle?
All right. The only one that I'm 100% on is going to be the Red Falcon Award. Someone I admire. Definitely, it astonishes me what he was able to accomplish, everything that he had to deal with. And it's Brian Elam, you're friends with Brian.
Yeah, he's a fellow veteran.
Yes, a fellow veteran. He's went through a lot. Some of it was put on him by himself. Some of it was crazy circumstances. But he is on his last year of college now. Everything that he's went through, it's pretty amazing to see. He's a great dad. He's a father of two with one on the way.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. So another girl. So I have a boy and two girls.
There you go. Boy, he's always had an optimistic point. I can tell something was going on with him sometimes, and he never make you feel guilty or like, hey man, I got to talk to you about something. My life's awful. He's always, hey Bob.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you doing okay?
Yeah.
I'm like, do you need to talk? He said, nope, I'm good. Like, all right,
Brian knows a lot of that to the military. The military was huge for him and his influence, and it built that character for him. It completely changed his life for the better.
Well, that's good.
So, Brian is killing it out there.
Shout out to Brian. Please come to Knoxville and visit us. Maybe we'll go to
Asheville.
Visit Kyle.
It's the beer capital of the South, Asheville, North Carolina.
That is very confusing. It's in North Carolina and it's the capital of the South.
Mm-hmm. It's a beer capital.
Well, people are definitely drinking there because that doesn't make any sense. All right, so for the White Albino Award, so something funny. I'm trying to think. I guess we'll have to Google something.
All right.
So let's Google. I'll say something. You say something. And we'll Google that.
All
so I'm gonna say dog.
Shark teeth.
Dog shark teeth. Crazy story. Dog shark teeth. Crazy story. Oh, here we go.
Some nice pictures.
Man, I hope that's not real. That is scary.
It looks like fake news.
That's definitely fake news. 6 crazy shark facts you just won't believe. Did you know they kill fewer people in a year than coconuts kill?
That's interesting.
I heard that one time.
I did not.
Somebody was telling me about it before they got hit by a coconut. I was like, is that true? Sharks' greatest predator is us. Us is all depressing. Good grief.
Yeah.
Don't be the guy who's writing articles like this. Is so sad.
Wow, we got a
this is good.
white falcon and blue falcon.
Yeah. They're basically Wolverines of the sea. I don't think this guy knows. It's like calling something a Superman. Wolverine, the cartoon character, by the way, a Marvel character. Doesn't make any sense.
It's a stretch.
That's a stretch. But you can KO, that's knockout for people who don't know, a shark by petting it on the nose.
But why is he uppercutting him?
Yeah, it has a scuba diver uppercutting a shark. So, well, first off, I think that's got to be a joke, right?
I would
Pet the shark on the nose.
You can knock it out.
That's got to be a joke.
Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead and pet that shark on the nose. It'll knock it right on out. Like you'd say that to somebody you actually don't like.
Yeah.
You
They solve crimes.
They solve crimes. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of funny. It says, it's a picture of a hammerhead shark and it says, stop. Hammertime.
They're basically avid metalheads.
Well, that was a waste of time, so
it was.
We'll go ahead and say that's our bad. Oh, there's drone fishing. Is it really fishing?
Yeah, pretty Have you not seen that? It's pretty interesting.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I won't bore the listeners, but hey, check out drone fishing.
Cheating, I feel like.
Is it cheating though, or is it just being technologically advanced?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure barbarians thought it was cheating when guns arrived. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they did as well.
We brought a sword to gunfight, bro.
Did.
Yeah. That's cheating. Well, anyway, all right, guys. The Blue Falcon Award, Kyle can think of one. I got one. If you're a semi-truck driver or know someone who is, please don't get in the left-hand lane alongside another semi-truck and block it going 60. Because first off, that's dangerous. And second off, I got places to be. I'm on my phone. I can't be checking out what's going on the highway.
That's I-40 between here and Nashville constantly.
Yeah, I know. Is it really a thing though?
It's because of the hills, and then they start going up the hill and they slow down and they're just stuck.
Well, these guys are on a flat way.
Oh,
Yeah, Shelly noticed it too.
frustrating.
Yeah. So I guess I can't really grab that much, but if you see somebody doing that, get in the Blue Falcon Award. I don't know. Getting a little hand signal for the Blue Falcon. All right, guys. Well, that is it for the podcast. We're going to go ahead and play some tunes for you here, and hopefully Jimi Hendrix, their manager for the tunes, answers me back, and you'll hear a little bit along the Watchtower.
Ooh.
All right, Kyle, thanks for coming on, brother.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys. Oh, yeah, by the way, I always forget to do this. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Facebook at the Blue Falcon Podcast, iTunes, Spotify. Please rate it. I already have 15 ratings on iTunes, 5 stars.
Nice.
That's good.
That is good.
Any comments, things like that, please send to bobby.money@icloud.com. And hope you guys enjoyed it. And if not, tell me. We'll fix it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate
Have a
it.
great week.